What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Been a while since I did one of these, but today I want to talk about discovering your new self. I'll explain what I mean. Yesterday, I was at work, and it was a real good. It was a good day overall. Uh, Good co-workers. The work was consistent, was flowing, all that good stuff. Good conversation. Very productive. Very productive. I was real happy about yesterday. It was a really good day. And we were having a conversation with myself and about two, three other coworkers, and it was about growing as a person, just in different aspects. This particular case, it was about relationships, and we're going back and forth. And what what it boiled down to was understanding that being apart from someone or something isn't always a bad thing, depending on the situation. Because it gives you time, that time alone gives you time to grow and to understand yourself more. When people, when you're separated from someone or something, you think that you want to be with, you want to be close to that thing or that person. But what ends up happening is that alone time with yourself reveals to you things about yourself that you may not have known or you may not pay attention to previously. Because now that you are in the process of self-discovery, and self-discovery tends to happen when you are alone because you have no outside distractions, you have no outside issues to come in, so you have the time to be in your own thoughts and really take a look at your life up to that point, the decisions you made up to that point, just your environment, how you interact with your environment, and you begin the process of discovery about how you view things now as opposed to in the past. Your priorities, have they changed? Have they gotten, no, have you changed your priorities, or have you doubled down on your priorities? Certain philosophies that you held close in the past, do you still hold on to those philosophies? Have you altered them in some way? Have you just totally discarded them? This is what happens when you are in the process of discovering a new you. And when people say, a new you or you've changed, the term, the phrase "you've changed" has gotten a bad rap. But in order for you to grow as a person, you are going to change physically, mentally, spiritually, economically. You are going to change if you are going through this process called life. Because the same things that you thought at age 5 may change at age 10, age 15, age 20, age 25. I know for certain the things that I thought when I was 20, when I was 15 years old, when I became 21, most of the things no longer registered in my mind. I discarded them. They didn't hold that much weight in my life. And then when I hit 30, the same things I thought at 25 changed also. Priorities changed, which changed your mentality, how you view things. And now being a 36-year-old man, going through more experiences, there's another change. And I said, when you change, it's not a bad thing. The problem is when you change, you hope that the environment or the people will still accept you, or if the other person has changed, and then you have changed also, when you two meet back up together, right? Let's say you were dating someone for a while and you happen to break up for whatever reason. It ain't gotta be all bad. And some time has passed. You know that from the time you separated from that person to this very moment, you have changed as a person. You've grown, you've gotten older, you've had more experiences as an individual. And the other person is also growing and changing and going through their own different experiences, right? And then you two somehow meet back together, right? You meet back together, and now you have this new way of life, these new thoughts, new philosophies, and you're wondering, when we meet back up together again, will we still gel well together? Will we still come together and have that same spark that we did when we first were together, right? It's always something to hope for. However, you know that change is inevitable, but you hope that the change is for the better. But that may be that the change for the better for that person, it may conflict in some way with the change for you. And you both could have changed for the better, but it still may mean that it won't work out. That's what happens when you discover new things. That's what happens. You realize that, man, the things I thought at this age, you know, I don't think that way anymore. And it's natural, it's honest. It's an honest thing. It happens to everybody. I promise you. If you are alive from day to day, things will change, things will happen that can and most likely will alter your way of life, alter your philosophies. From day to day, from yesterday and today, things can change at 180. And you never thought that it would happen, but it does. So what's best is, we had the conversation. I told my coworker, I said, you know what? The best thing you can do, in my opinion, is don't shy away, don't hide from the changes that you are feeling. Acknowledge the emotions. Acknowledge the change in your mind and body that you know you feel it. You feel it. I don't feel it because you're not that person. But you as the individual, you feel that change. Wait a minute, things are happening to me mentally and physically and spiritually that it's something is happening in me. A metamorphosis is occurring in me. And the old way I would do things is don't acknowledge it. You know how you always say the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody? That sounds cute in short term talk, but in terms of long term, that's not going to really last long, because eventually you're going to get tired of that same process. You're going to say, wait a minute, I keep doing this short term pleasure, but the long term is still pain. Maybe I need to change my entire way of thinking, my entire philosophy. Maybe a change in mentality will do that for me. So, you got to acknowledge those changes, acknowledge those feelings, acknowledge the fact that things are happening to me and things are happening to my point of view, my perspective. Be honest about them and go through the process of growing. See, people don't like to go actually acknowledge the process of growing, of changing. Everybody goes through it, but to acknowledge it means that you really recognizing that I am growing, I am maturing as a human being, as an individual, as someone, as just someone, just as an individual. You know you are changing. You know you are growing. You're getting better. You're bettering yourself because now that you know you're going through this process, you now can pick out the wisdom in these changes. You can now see you can see the lessons, and you can pick out the wisdom, and you can apply it. And once you apply these things, you can avoid some mistakes. You can enhance some things. You can share a deeper perspective with others, and it benefits all. So go on and discover the new you. And I hope that when you come out on the other side, you're better for it. All right? Catch you all later. Peace.